don't know why I want to keep breaking rules and doing stupid stuff.
So last week on Friday, I basically saw the perfect setup and it was a short-term market shift. Basically, we see gold closing below both the EMAs. We'll go into the technical analysis later, but first I want to show you the trade. Now, normally I would go very aggressive on this type of a trade, but you can see in this time, I only put 0.25 lock positions and even one 0.05 lock position, which was actually completely unnecessary, but that was the first one that I put in. You see also a sell limit above. I thought maybe it could even wick up and I could get possibly another really good entry, but then I saw it truly getting rejected off the 89 EMA. Now this is the 89 EMA that I have on MetaTrader. I only have the 89 because it's my most favorite one. I would highly encourage you guys to check it out. It's free. You can check it out and you can test it for yourself. It's very, very nice to have on the charts. But yeah, here it started to go and I was waiting for it to break that previous low. You can also notice that I put the stop losses very tight, right above the 89 EMA, right above the previous high. And that was because if it broke above that, then it would be disqualified and we would probably have a huge bullish move. So I was risking very little and I had a really nice trade on my hands. And also I put a little red bar below so that if it broke that, I would be even more confident. It was pretty much only for that. And then we saw the final break out of that, little range. It broke below the red line and then it really started to go. It really dropped hard after that, and sometimes it can shoot back up straight away after a move like that. So that is why I wanted to be safe and take profit. Didn't actually move that much further than that. So let's go into the analysis more deeper in why I entered this trade. So this was basically a move after NFP and we saw a huge bullish candle getting rejected, going all the way to the bottom over there, but it was below the Watson envelope. So it came back up. Here it's testing the EMAs, and if it closes below, that means that it's gonna have a little shift. Since we're on the 15-minute, it could be for a pretty short, but I at least knew that for that day, it was probably going to shift. So I marked out a little zone. If it broke above that zone, I would be out of the trade, but I would have also liked to enter from that zone as well. Now we also see that the candle was a little bit above the Watson envelope. That gave me extra confirmation. It was also getting wicks, so there wasn't a strong move upwards. There wasn't like a lot of buying pressure necessarily, and eventually we saw it getting rejected. But I want to show you something here as well, is that it closed below the Watson envelope, because if it closes in that type of an aggressive manner outside of the Watson envelope, it usually means that it's coming back very, very soon. Now, it was also Friday, so I was thinking maybe on the Asian or London session, it will start to reverse. So it was no point in holding it over the weekend.
And as you guys can see, I went completely off the rails for the last 2 days. I went super aggressively on all these JPY pairs and I had DAX in there. And this is definitely not what you should be doing, especially when you're a beginner trader, guys. Don't do this. Just stick to your strategy, stick to your risk reward. I'm just a very aggressive trader and sometimes it pays off massively and sometimes it leads to my demise. So I basically went back to my old ways these 2 days. And like I've said before, I am not a guru, guys. So I'm just showing you guys my experience, my journey through this 100K challenge, and I'm being transparent about my victories and about the things that I struggle with. If I see good setups, I start going very aggressively on positions. And on this day, I really thought that I could actually pass the challenge if these trades went well. So that is why I went in fully. I just wanted to pass this first phase and get it over and done with. Because guys, I actually don't need to do this. I don't enjoy doing this too much, but if you guys like it, I'll continue to do these types of things. But yeah, it's not fun. So I just wanted to get it over and done with so that I can finish this series and get it done with. So I got very close. At the peak of this trade, it was at 4K profit, so it was very close to passing the challenge. We were only 1% away from passing it. And the risk to reward on this trade wasn't too bad. It's not the rules that we set in the beginning, but it was only risking 2% max on this whole trade. If everything would have been reversed, we would have lost 2%. So it was not too bad, basically risking our profits to pass the challenge basically. So it's still a 2 to 4 risk ratio. And the risk management got even better once it started going. I put everything to break even, so we were actually risking nothing for this trade. I'm actually not ashamed of this day, but you're gonna see now what actually happened after we almost passed the challenge. So like I said, we almost passed the challenge. We were right here and I thought it was gonna break down, but Then we saw it reversing, and eventually it completely reversed, went back to pretty much where we entered. I was pretty much entering here, here, here. You know, I put in multiple entries. Same thing happened with Euro JPY, same thing happened with CAD JPY, so all of them, you know, pretty much went back to entry. So it was what it was, you know, we almost passed it. And that's what I was really going for. It was, you know, pretty much, you know, passing or break even. It is what it is. Okay, so September 10, I took out a signal actually on US 30. Then I saw like a similar move happening on the DAX, tried to take that. That one actually completely blew up in my face, so I lost pretty big on that position. Completely blew up in my face, like totally. So we lost quite a huge chunk of it. I went for a GJ short, a Great British Pound CHF short. But I closed them pretty early. I saw them starting to reverse. It was a weird day. I kept adding to the US 30 buy as well, because I do think that later today it was gonna go. All right guys, I do realize that it is a little bit messy now and it's all over the place, but I'll explain. I took some profit on the JPY pair and the GCHF trade. Then I went for some gold buys, and these gold buys absolutely pumped through. And so I got on a nice profit out of that. We went back to 4.5K. And I took some profit on those, and later I went for a gold short as well, but with a very small position. So here you can clearly see that gold got a nice reaction off the 144 EMA, and after that it just pumped through. So this was a very nice move, and we got back to a balance of 4.5K. And later that day I got that hunch again. I want to pass it. I want to get this over with. I want to just post the video that I passed phase one, get it over and done with. So I again went massively on gold, started to put in one lot positions, and I went long on US 30 as well. I started stacking up those positions because I was really sure about this. So actually eventually at the end of that day I ended up with 7.5K profit. All right, 7.5K. I was only $500 away from passing the challenge, guys. I was so close. I was holding it, and it was almost market close time. Here you can actually see it. So I was very, very close to passing the challenge again. So I was just looking at the chart all night, and I see these candles moving so slowly. It was like, come on, let's go, come on. And this is the next day. So remember, I'm $500 away from passing the challenge. I see these opportunities moving with the trend. I was trying to go in small, take it easy, you know, 500 left to go. Then these trades started reversing up on me, all right? And this is where the being aggressive turned against me, guys. So since I was close two times so close, I opened up the can of worms of being aggressive, and here you can see what happened on this day. Now you have to remember, today is CPI, and we just had the presidential debate yesterday, so the market was gonna be a bit strange today. And so it was definitely the wrong day to go this aggressive, but it's just that feeling of wanting to get this over and done with, you know? When I'm doing things on the comfort of my own without anybody watching, it's a different thing. I just don't really enjoy you guys looking at all my things, looking at all my trading styles, commenting on it and all that stuff. It plays tricks with my mind, but there's no excuse. I basically went on a crazy revenge trading streak and just completely went nuts, okay? Man, I need to achieve it today or I'm gonna hit that 5% drawdown. That was my mentality today, which is really, really the wrong mentality to have. So man, this is difficult to watch, but we're gonna be continuing tomorrow with proper risk management, but we're gonna change it up a little bit. Instead of 0.25%, we're gonna do 0.5% per trade, max 2% a day, split into 4 trades. I think that's a good middle ground, all right? So we're not going back to week 1. We're not going back to the past 3 days, which were a little bit more aggressive and riskier. We're kind of meeting in the middle and going from there. You know, it was just a bunch of things. I got frustrated, guys, of almost passing the challenge. You know, if you watch my previous videos, I always do this stuff. I always go really aggressive. I was trying to do something different, went back to my old ways in this video, but we're gonna try to find the middle ground in the next one. and continue it for the rest of this challenge. So hopefully you got something out of this video. I'm not the best teacher in my strategy or, you know, other things, but I hope you still can learn something out of this video. Check out 5%ers. They're really the best CFD prop firm out there. You can get a 5% discount with the link in the description, so check it out, and I'll see you guys in the next video.